Hello, my chicklets. Thank you for stopping by. I wasn't able to find the stories that I wanted to read for the month of December, so we will be going with a more standard format for this month. However, I do have something special for today. I had one of my followers submit a Norwegian folktale that has been translated into English. So I'm possibly going to mess up some of the names in this one, but I am going to do my best. Let me read to you The Troll Who Did Not Carry His Heart with Him. Once upon a time there was a king who had 7 sons. These boys were so precious to him that he could never be without them all at once. One had to always stay by his side. When they were all grown up, the 6 of the oldest brothers wished to leave home to find someone to marry. The youngest one, named Askeladden, had however to remain at the castle, at his father's command. The others, therefore, promised to bring him back a princess as well. Before departure, the king granted his 6 eldest sons the finest clothes anyone had ever seen, and every boy his own stunning horse, all looking like $1 million. They were finally on their way. After visiting many royal estates and seeing many princesses, they eventually came to a king who had 6 daughters. These princesses were so beautiful that the brothers immediately proposed to them. The girls accepted the prince's courtship, and eventually the 6 couples were on their way back to the palace. The brothers were so infatuated with their new girlfriends that they completely forgot their promise to also find a princess for Askeladden, the youngest brother who was left at home. When they were well on their way, they eventually came to a steep cliff. Little did they know that this was the home of a giant troll. When he came out and saw them, he turned them all into stone, both the princes and princesses. Back at the castle, the king waited and longed for the return of his 6 sons, but it did not matter how much he pined, the boys remained missing. The king went into great grief and proclaimed he could never be glad again. "I have lost your brothers," he said to Askeladden. "I wouldn't have bothered to live on if it wasn't for you." "But I was going to ask for permission to go out and find them," said Askeladden. "No, you are not allowed to," his father said. "You'll just go missing, just as your brothers did." But Askeladden would not budge, and he begged and pleaded for so long that the king had to let him go. Giving all his finest horses to his 6 older sons, he had nothing but an old worn-out horse to give to his youngest, but that did not bother Askeladden. He got on his horse, eager to begin his journey. "Farewell, father," he said to the king. "I will come back, and I will have my brothers too." And thus he went on his way. When he had ridden a while, he saw a raven lying in the road, flapping his wings. "Oh dear, I am so hungry. Give me some food, and I'll help you on your utmost need," said the raven. "I don't have much food, and you do not seem to be able to help me much," said Askeladden. "That being said, you seem to need it more than I do." And then he gave the raven the bread that he had brought with him. When he had traveled for some time, he came to a stream. By the riverside, he saw a big salmon that had strayed onto dry land and could not get back into the water. "Oh dear, help me back into the water, and I will help you in your utmost need," said the salmon. "I doubt you will be of much help," said Askeladden, "but it is a shame to leave you here to starve to death." And so he assisted the fish back into the water. After riding for a long time, he eventually saw a wolf lying weary on the road. "Oh dear, I am so hungry," said the wolf. "It's been 2 years since I had a proper meal. Let me eat your horse." "No," said Askeladden. "First I met a raven and gave him my food. Then I met a salmon and helped him back into the water. And now you want my horse? If I say yes, I will have nothing to ride on." "Please, you must help me," said the wolf. "If you let me have your horse, you can ride on me instead, and I will help you in your utmost need. I doubt you will be of much help. That being said, it's a shame to leave you here to starve to death. Take my horse, if you must," said the prince. When the wolf had eaten the horse, Askeladden took the bridle and tied it to the wolf's mouth and laid the saddle on his back. After he had eaten his first proper meal in 2 years, the wolf now was so strong that it set off with Askeladden as if he was light as a feather. Never in his life had the prince ridden this fast. After traveling for a long time, the wolf suddenly stopped in front of a steep rock wall. "Look, this is the troll's den," he said, "and there you see your 6 brothers, and right next to them are their 6 brides. The troll turned them all into stone. There's the door. To free your brothers, you must go in." "No, I dare not," said the prince. "He will kill me." "Oh no," replied the wolf. "When you go in, you will meet a princess. She will let you know what to do to defeat the troll. Just do as she says, and you'll be fine." And so, Askeladdin, although he was very afraid, entered the troll's den. The troll itself was fortunately gone, but in one of the rooms, Askeladdin found the princess, just as the wolf had said. Never before had he seen a princess this beautiful. "Oh dear, how did you get here?" the girl exclaimed when she saw him. "You will be killed if you stay here, for very soon the troll will return. No one has succeeded in slaying him, for he does not carry his heart with him." "Yes, but now I am here," said Askeladdin. "My brothers got turned into stone, and I will not leave without having tried to save them. And while I'm at it, I will free you too, my lady." "Then we have to find a way then, don't we?" said the princess. "Quick, creep under the bed and listen carefully to what I say to him, and remember to stay still and do not utter a word." And as soon as Askeladdin had crawled under the bed, the troll entered his den. "Ugh," said the troll. "I smell the blood of a Christian man." "Yes, a magpie came flying in with a human bone in its beak and dropped it down the chimney," said the princess. "I threw it out as quickly as I could, but the smell just won't go away." And so the troll said no more about it. Eventually, darkness came, and they went to bed. After a little while, the princess said, "There was one thing I wanted to ask you." "And what is that?" said the troll. "I was wondering where you keep your heart, since you don't carry it with you," said the princess. "Oh, that's not something that you need to worry about. But if you must know, it is right there under the threshold," said the troll. "Oh, then I shall find it, mark my words," thought Askeladdin, who lay still under the bed. The very next morning, the troll got up early and straightway set off to the woods. Promptly after his departure, Askeladdin and the princess rushed to the threshold to look for his heart, but no matter how much they dug and searched for it, the heart was not to be found. "He fooled us this time," said the princess, "but next time the tables will have turned." She went out and gathered all the prettiest flowers she could find and scattered them over the threshold. When the time eventually came for the troll to come back, Askeladdin again crawled under the bed as instructed by the princess. And as soon as Askeladdin had crawled under the bed, the troll entered the den. "Ugh," said the troll. "I smell the blood of a Christian man." "Yes, a magpie came flying in with a human bone in its beak and dropped it down the chimney," said the princess. "I threw it out as quickly as I could, but the smell just won't go away." And so the troll said no more about it. After a while, though, he asked who had scattered flowers around the threshold. "Oh, that would be me," said the princess. "For what reason?" asked the troll. "Oh, that's because I hold you so dear. Now that I know where your heart is, I wanted it to be surrounded by flowers," said the princess. "Is that so?" said the troll. "Then I'll have to disappoint you. It's not there anymore." After going to bed, the princess again dared to ask him where the troll kept his heart, for she cared so much about him that she had to know. "Oh, that's not something you need to worry about, but if you must know, it is in the closet over there on the wall," said the troll. "Oh, then I shall find it," thought Askeladdin, together with the princess. "Mark my words." The very next morning, the troll yet again got up early and set off to the woods. Promptly after his departure, Askeladdin and the princess rushed to the closet to look for his heart. However, yet again, the heart was not to be found. "We'll have to try again," said the princess, and embellished the closet with flowers and wreaths. When the time came for the troll to come back, Askeladdin crawled under the bed once more, and in came the troll. "Ugh," said the troll, "I smell the blood of a Christian man." "Yes, a magpie came flying in with a human bone in its beak and dropped it down the chimney," said the princess. "I threw it out as quickly as I could, but the smell just won't go away." and so the troll said no more about it. After a while, though, he asked who had decorated the closet with flowers and wreaths. "Oh, that would be me," said the princess. "And for what reason would that be?" asked the troll. "Oh, that's because I hold you so dear. Now that I know where your heart is, I wanted it to be surrounded by flowers," said the princess. "Surely you are not so crazy to believe that it is in the closet," said the troll. "Well, that's what you told me, so I had to take your word for it, didn't I?" said the princess. "You silly girl," replied the troll. "My heart is so well hidden that you'll never find it." "Oh, but you are so dear to me," cried the princess. "I have to know where your heart is." After a little while, the troll could no longer resist the temptation. "Far, far away there is an island," he said. "On that island there is a church. In that church there is a well. In that well there is a duck. Inside the duck there is an egg, and in that egg, there you'll find my heart." When the next morning came at the break of dawn, the troll set off to the woods yet again. Aladdin crawled out from under the bed. "Well then, I'm off too," he stated, and bid farewell to the princess. When he got outside, he found the wolf waiting for him, and Aladdin informed him about what had happened the last 3 days in the troll's den. "If only I could find my way to this church," he said, and the wolf told him to get on his back. "I will help you find the way," he said, and off they were. After they had traveled for many, many days, they finally reached the lake. Aladdin got insecure as he did not know how to cross, but the wolf knew what to do. With the prince on his back, he swam across to the island, and so they finally reached the church. The keys to get in, however, were in the church tower, hung too high for the prince to get them down. "You must call the raven," said the wolf, and the prince did as he was told. Immediately the raven flew in and retrieved the key so that the prince could get into the church. When he came to the well, there was a duck quite right, which swam back and forth, just as the troll had said. After spending some time trying to get the duck's attention, Aladdin eventually managed to lure it to come and quickly grabbed it with both hands. As he lifted it out of the water, the bird dropped the egg down into the well. Rather puzzled, Aladdin wondered how he was going to get it back up. "You must call the salmon," said the wolf, and the prince did as he was told. Immediately, the salmon came swimming and retrieved the egg. "Now you must squeeze it," said the wolf, "for his heart is inside the egg." And as soon as Aladdin squeezed the egg, he heard the troll shrieking loud from afar. "Squeeze it again," said the wolf, and when the prince did, the troll cried even more pitifully. He would do anything, he said, if only the prince would stop squeezing his heart. "Tell him if he breaks the curse that befell your 6 brothers and their brides, you will spare his life," said the wolf. Aladdin told the troll, and so the curse was broken. After long been trapped in stone, the princes and their brides were alive and breathing again. "Now squeeze the egg one last time," said the wolf. "Make it break." Aladdin squeezed as hard as he could, and as the egg cracked, so did the troll, bursting into 1,000,000 pieces. Finally, Aladdin was on his way back to the troll's den, where all of his 6 brothers were waiting for him, together with their brides, and as he had promised, Aladdin went into the mountain and freed the beautiful princess. Together, they all returned home to the palace, where the old king greeted them, overjoyed to have all his sons back safe and sound, and married with such beautiful ladies nonetheless. "But the loveliest of all the princesses is Aladdin's bride," said the king, "and they shall both sit upon the seat of honor at my table." And so they celebrated for days and weeks and months, and if I am not mistaken, the feast is still ongoing, even to this day. Thank you all so much for listening. I really enjoyed this story, and I am so excited I got the chance to read it. I hope you all enjoyed it as well, and I hope you have a wonderful day.